Cubs fans, I got a question for you. Who's ready for some baseball? That's right. Postseason baseball is underway. No more worrying, no more wondering, are the Cubs going to make it to the postseason? Listen, all that is dead and gone. What's time for now? It's time to talk about who we are playing in the postseason. Let's get ready, y'all. Postseason baseball is right here on Chicago Cubs Central. That's right, baby. That's right. Hand claps all around. Hand claps all around. We've done it, y'all. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it to the postseason. Listen, this has been a goal for this organization since Jed Hoyer took over, was for the Chicago Cubs to make it to the postseason. Now the whole season starts over. Everybody starts fresh. Everybody starts at zero, right? And now's the time for you, the Chicago Cubs, to make your mark. Now it's time for you to solidify who you are and show who you are in the postseason. Kyle Tucker, PCA, Seiya Suzuki, Ian Happ, Michael Busch, Dansby Swanson, Carson Kelly, Ian Happ, like I said, Matt Shaw, Nico Horner. Guys, now it's time. Now it's time to show who you are. Now it's time to prove all the doubters and the haters wrong. That's the title of this episode. Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong about you. Prove them wrong about this team. Prove them wrong about this city. A lot of times in baseball, when you're hot, a lot of times you get talked about, you're the darling. Obviously, the Dodgers and the Yankees are the darlings of the MLB because they have Aaron Judge and they have Shohei Ohtani. But the Chicago Cubs quietly have had a great season. I mean, Craig Counsell even himself said this in his late game press interview after the Chicago Cubs beat the Cardinals. He said, I mean, putting up a big number like 92, that's a good season. 92 wins is a very good season. And that's something to be proud of. And he is absolutely right. Chicago Cub fans, you should be absolutely proud of the fact that this team won 92 games this season. That is an accomplishment not everybody can do. However, we should not rest on that accomplishment. The job's not done. The job is nowhere near done. You had your celebratory after you clinched your postseason berth. You knew you were going to make it to the postseason, whether that be first wild card, second wild card, third wild card spot. You knew you were going to be there. Now it's up to you to figure out how to win a wild card series and make it to the division series against the Milwaukee Brewers, who are sitting there waiting for you in a best-of-7 series against Milwaukee, whom, again, I will tell y'all, I still believe the Chicago Cubs match up very well against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers have a decent team, don't get me wrong. They went on some hot streaks. I still believe, I know people are going to call me a hater, I still believe luck went into a lot of what the Brewers were able to accomplish this season. But yet and still, Brewer fans are going to tell you, hey, luck had nothing to do with it. We're the better team. I don't believe that. But now we have to get to the Brewers to really see who the better team is. To really see who the better team is, who the better manager is, who the better organization is. I would love to go up against the Brewers in the division series. I mean, it would literally make my heart leap for joy. Whatever the case may be, your wild card series is covered right here on Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. That's absolutely right. Meet me here, 2 p.m. I know a lot of you have to work. A lot of you have to, do things that throughout the day. Turn on your YouTube, meet me here, check in on the score, comment, let me know what your thoughts are. Join me for the watch along. I will keep you guys up to date. I'll also be streaming on X. I'll also be streaming on YouTube and playback. So please, please, please set your reminders. Check in with your boy. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing the live stream here on the channel, so you don't want to miss it. It'll be through playback, but it'll be on YouTube. It'll also be on X. So you don't want to miss this opportunity to watch Chicago Cubs baseball, postseason baseball with your boy. It'll be watchable on ESPN. I'm sorry, not on ESPN, on ABC. It looks like both games are on ABC. Both games start at 2 p.m. for the Chicago Cubs versus the San Diego Padres. So, the question that a lot of people have is, okay, the Chicago Cubs did punch their way to the postseason, but can they compete in the postseason? Now, I don't want us to think lightly or tread lightly over the San Diego Padres, because they do have a magnificent team over there. I mean, let's let that be known. Anytime that you can boast that you got Manny Machado, you have Fernando Tatis Jr., you have Michael King, you have all of these pieces, all of these players, and the Bogarts, all these players, all these pieces. You have a really good team. Chicago Cubs have to outplay them. Craig Counsell is going to have to outmanage Mike Shildt. And you have to attack early. The plan of attack is score early. You do not want to have to go up against one of the best bullpens in baseball, because that's what you're going up against when you have to fight against the Padres. Their bullpen is by far one of the best in baseball. And in order for the Chicago Cubs to have the success that they want to have this postseason, they have to get past that bullpen. And that's going to be harder. That's going to be harder than you could probably ever even imagine, especially for a team that at times has struggled to score runs. It's going to be very difficult. Nick Pivetta is going to be the starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres. On the season, he went 13-5 with a 2.87 ERA, 190 strikeouts, a 0.99 WHIP. Like I said, for the Cubs, we expect Matthew Boyd to be headed in the direction of the starter for the Cubs. You could very well see a low-scoring affair. I mean, you low-key could probably see a 2-zip win one way or another. It just kind of depends on if Matthew Boyd is sharp and how he's looking. But the Chicago Cubs got to get to Nick Pivetta early. You got to get to him early, because it's not going to be easy. This by no means is going to be an easy series. And you want to make sure that you have what you need. You look at Dylan Cease, you're looking at Yu Darvish, you're looking at Jeremiah Estrada, Michael King, Yuki Matsui, you're looking at Mason Miller, you're looking at, all of these names on here of these pitchers that can literally just prevent runs and get outs. They're just that good. And the Chicago Cubs already struggle. So in order to have success, you are going to have to strike early. With that being said, you got to set your lineup in a sense that makes sense for you to strike early. And I ain't gonna lie, the last couple games, especially against that Cardinal series, I did not hate. I did not hate Craig Counsell's batting order. So you had Michael Busch, then Nico Horner, then Ian Happ, then Kyle Tucker, then Seiya Suzuki. And then you had Pete Crow Armstrong, Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw, and then you put Carson Kelly probably at the back end of that. I would not hate for that to be a batting order. I wouldn't hate that at all. I think that we need to look seriously into what we are trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish as a team and what gives us the best scoring options. Craig Counsell has already been adamant that he is going to use any and everybody. He is going to get creative in getting the 27 outs that it takes to get the win. And I love to hear that. I hope he follows through on it. I text that to Tyrone. You guys know LB Papa been on the show a bunch of times. I text Tyrone and I was talking to him about it. And he was like, I don't trust Craig. He's like, he's like, it sounds good, but I need to see him do it. And he's right. He's not wrong in not trusting Craig Counsell right now, because many a times Craig Counsell would say he wanted to switch things up or do things different or get creative in certain ways, and it never really actually came into fruition. So he's not wrong in second guessing that. But now it's time for Craig to make good. He made good on his first promise to get this team back to the postseason. Him and Jed made good on that first promise. Now they need to make good on that second promise. And that second promise is, can they get this team to the World Series? Can they even get them out the wild card? Let's just start there. Can they get them out the wild card? You get out the wild card, you run the potential of potentially getting Cade Horton back also. Offensively, you have to score early and often. You cannot risk going up against this bullpen. Defensively, your pitchers got to keep the ball in the yard. And with that being said, as much as it pains me, Shota Imanaga should not pitch in this series. Save Shota for when we do a 5-game, a best of 7 series against Milwaukee. He just does not match up well, I don't think, against San Diego. If you ask me, it's just me. Crazy enough as it may sound, I'm going Matthew Boyd. Then after Matthew Boyd, I'm going Jameson Taillon. Then after J-Mo, I would start Colin Ray. Craig Counsell has also said he's not opposed to using a starter to start the games either, and then move into the dugout. I mean, I'm saying, and then bring out somebody that was quote unquote a starter throughout the season. I want guys that can get outs. I want guys that can keep the ball in the yard. You cannot let this team run rumshot over you and hit a bunch of home runs. They're handing out the chain in the dugout. They're getting their swag about them. They're dancing around the bases. This is a very swaggy team, if you understand what I mean. The way they play baseball, they're a very swaggy team. You have to control this team, and it starts on the defensive end with getting outs. You cannot let them get a bunch of home runs against you. So, in the next segment, we're going to talk about who needs to step up for the Chicago Cubs exactly, and how can they step up. But first, we have these messages. I have been talking ad nauseum, and I still will continue to talk about the product, the brand that has changed my life and can change yours too. What's that product? It's Dubby. It's an all-natural energy supplement that you can take on the daily to help you get through those urges, those moments when you want to nap, then when you hit the cliff, or if you had a long night the night before and need to get through another crazy day of the hustle and bustle, the 9 to 5, whatever you got going on. Dubby is your energy drink. That's right. Not to mention, when you buy a container of Dubby, it actually equals out to almost $1 per drink. You can mix it in with whatever you want, whether that be a juice, whether that be a water, whether that be some type of other energy flavored drink, whatever you want, you can mix Dubby with it and it will do the trick for you. Guys, I don't understand what you're waiting on. Dubby takes care of everything for you. All you have to do is go on to the Dubby website and place your order. And at this time, when you do that, all you have to do is put in Cubs Central Pod 2024. That's right, Cubs Central Pod 2024. And you get 10% off on your Dubby order. That's right. Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, Jitterless Energy. They have all different types of different flavors for you. Dubby has what you need. Be better with Dubby. The Chicago Cubs face off against the San Diego Padres on Tuesday at 2 p.m. on ABC and right here on Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. We're going to have a live stream watch along of the game also. So please make sure that you tune in for that. With that being said, we asked the question, who needs to step up for the Chicago Cubs in game 1? Game 1 is all about the pitching, baby. All about the pitching. I'm looking at the starter and I'm looking at the bullpen. And I'm asking you guys, you cannot give up home runs. We can live with base hits. We can even live with doubles. But you cannot give up the home run ball. Keep the ball in the park. Matthew Boyd is going to have to be on his A game. The rest of the team is going to have to do what they need to do in order to help. Defensively, guys have to show up. No mistakes, no mishaps, no questions. Seiya Suzuki, if you're out there in right field, no messing up. No letting the ball get past you. PCA out in center field. Regular season's over with. You got the Platinum Award probably, and I know you got the Gold Glove sewn up. We don't have to do the flashy stuff. Keep it simple. Get the out. Play the ball in front of you. Do not let it get past you. This is a very speedy team around the bases, a very fast team around the bases. You defensively have to be clutch. Ahab's been a stronghold over there at left field. I don't worry about him playing defense. Matt Shaw's been pretty excellent over there at third base. Michael Bush has been serviceable at first, and you already know what you got backing you up between Dansby and Nico. And Carson has been great too. Let's not defensively, let's not slight Carson Kelly, because when people try to steal, he's been really, really good at that too. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be nerve-wracking, but it's going to be so much fun to see this team back in the postseason. Also, while I do believe the Chicago Cubs are going to win this series, while I do believe the Chicago Cubs are going to end up playing Milwaukee Brewers, it just writes itself. It's too perfect not for it not to be Cubs Brewers to really see who's the best. But for this series, this is also a measuring stick. The Chicago Cubs weren't all in on this season. Contrary to what they told you, they weren't all in because they didn't go get pieces that made you feel like, okay, they're all in. They didn't go get an official closer. You know, they did closer by committee for majority of the year once Ryan Presley didn't work out. So you look at this and you say to yourself, this is a measuring stick season. Like, okay, they did this much and it still got them to the wild card. Now, what do we need to add? What do we need to bring to this team to get us into the Central Division title picture? And then from there, a National League title picture. And then from there into the World Series. It's steps to winning the World Series. You don't just go from a team that hasn't made it the last 3 years, have been booty cheeks, to all of a sudden winning the World Series. It doesn't work like that. You got to build up to those steps. And as long as I'm seeing progress, I'm happy with Jed. When I stop seeing progress, that's when I'm like, okay, we got to figure something out because this is BS. So the Chicago Cubs have to keep progressing, have to keep getting better. How do they do that? These guys showing up, showing what you're made of. The youngsters. Give Moises Ballesteros a chance. Let him hit. Give Matt Shaw a chance. Let him hit. These guys are going to have to come through for you. If these are the guys you're banking on, you're not banking on them in 2032. You're banking on them this season. Show up. Show us what you're made of. Show us why we shouldn't trade you next year for somebody that is, that is able. It's the question. We'll get the answer in a couple of days. And last but not least, what are the odds of the Chicago Cubs actually winning this series against the Padres? I would tell you, if the Chicago Cubs are able to keep the scoring down and play where they're comfortable at, which is 2-1, 3-2, something like that, pretty high. When you start talking 6, 7, 8, 9, I get nervous because Chicago, if you're putting up 8 or 9 runs on the Cubs, who was a very good, sound defensive team, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. So that's just my thought process behind it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But listen, Be here for it. All the drama, all of the stories, everything right here on Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Don't miss it. Right here, live on Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Until then, go Cubs, go.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the number one spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.